Hey guys, okay, so welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today we're taking a break from Sis literally carrying this YouTube channel on her back, and you're gonna have to listen to me give you some amazing tips about productivity and how to feel the best version of yourself and basically unlock your true potential, because I was quite a loser back in the day and now I am not, and I want you to be the coolest and best version of yourself. So I'm excited to share everything that I have to you. So before I get into too much, let's start with the tips. So tip number one, feel to feel good. I think this is really obvious, but feeling good is what's gonna give you everything you need to do all the things that you wanna do in life. And I think you wanna feel really good mentally, energetically, and physically, like your body. So feel to feel good is very, very important. So the most important thing for me has been working out and movement. I think that getting the body moving feels really, really good. I've been so consistent when it comes to working out. I've been really lucky to find a trainer that I really connect with, where I don't even have to think about the process of working out. So I show up to the gym at the same time every single day, and I get in there and I just work out. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about it too much, and it feels actually incredible to get the body moving and working out as hard as I can. And by the way, when I'm working out max effort. So sweating until I can't sweat anymore and just like really giving it my all. But it's such an endorphin rush, it feels really good. It's the most basic thing, but it actually helps so much. Now, if you don't have a trainer, that's completely fine, because all you have to do is plan out your workout in advance, know what kind of workout you want to do, and get in there and do it. I feel like going into the gym and then just knowing exactly what you want to do beforehand really helps complete it properly. And it doesn't have to be the gym, it can be a class, it can be whatever you want to do. I also find that going to the gym is just such a stress reliever, and it just helps so much with mental clarity. When I'm actually really stuck on something, going to the gym is how I get unstuck on these things, because it just gets you out of that funk of whatever that it is that you're thinking of, and it really allows me to just be in a mentally better place to solve whatever problems I'm solving. And so that type of activity is amazing for just overall mental well-being. And a lot of the times, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I really want to go to the gym today, but I always find that going to the gym is what gives me more energy. So when you have less energy, when you don't want to go, that's actually when you want to go the most. Even for 10 to 20 minutes, it just gives you so much more energy to be able to do more things that it's a surprise that it does the opposite of what you think you want to do, even though you don't really want to go in the first place. So the next thing that's been really important for me is I've actually been doing a blood test. I do this almost every quarter to find out exactly which biomarkers are either deficient or something I need to take a further look at in my body in order to use supplementation in the right way. Because I don't really believe in swallowing a bunch of different capsules just for the sake of it, and I really want to know what I'm taking and for specifically how it's going to help me. And so I get really intentional about the kinds of things I'm taking. And so right now, there's very specific things that I take for improving some of my biomarkers. So for example, I think almost everybody is deficient in vitamin D, so vitamin D has been really important. I take vitamin D, but more importantly, I've just been going out and sitting in the sun, trying to absorb as much sun as possible. It's made such a difference, it's kind of crazy. The next thing I do is I love magnesium. Most people are deficient in magnesium, so taking these magnesium supplements have been amazing. I love the ones from ARRAE, obviously, but they're really, really good. So the other thing I've been doing is I've been taking creatine, and creatine is such a staple supplement, and it's one of the most clinically studied supplements as well. So this has been amazing. I love the ones that we make is really, really clean. The full dose of 5 grams of creatine. This has been really good. Tip number 2, reward systems. So I love having something really big to look forward to once every couple of months. Birthdays, big trips, travel, music festivals, whatever they might be. But I really like having something which me and all of my friends, this big group of friends, that we're all really looking forward to doing together, because the hype of doing that thing just really makes whatever you're doing today super exciting. And I like actually having a long-term reward system, because it allows you enough time to go and get something done in a meaningful way. So what I mean by that is that if I just have something to look forward to every single day or every single week, that's actually really important and really good as well. However, you can't actually get a lot done in a week. You can get a lot more done and a more significant amount done in a longer time frame. So I like having longer reward systems to help me think of, okay, if I accomplish something really large in my business. So for example, I'm going to have the best product launch ever, or I'm going to have the best marketing campaign ever, or I'm going to make all these 3 hires that I really, really need to make over this specific time, or I want to go find a partner, as an example, for someone who's not in a business position, whatever that might be. I like having a long-term goal so I can accomplish on a really big task. Then I also like having some small goals like, okay, today I'm gonna have dinner with my wife, or this weekend I'm gonna go and go to the farmer's market and buy all the natural produce to make the best meal in the world. So something like that. I think having small reward systems that happen on an infrequent basis, but also larger ones that happen on a more long-term basis are really important to kind of hack the brain into being like, okay, I have different things to look forward to at different times, which makes life super interesting. So I think giving yourself something that you're really working towards that is important to you is super important. So tip number 3, your work environment matters so much. I've been really lucky to create the perfect work environment for me where I'm able to work out of my house and my whole team works out of our house. However, when I used to work at different jobs, the work environment played such a role in how productive or unproductive I was that it's really important to find the environment that works for you. So for example, sometimes I found that working around a lot of people is really energizing, but also basically I got no work done when working with a lot of people because you're chit-chatting away, people are asking you different questions, and it's so hard to kind of focus in and do that in-flow work when you're surrounded by a lot of people. So figuring out which days you are doing that type of work and really finding the time or the space to be able to do that independently and individually without people around you is super helpful. It really changes the way you're able to accomplish things, and accomplishing things makes you feel more accomplished and actually makes you feel better. So being able to compartmentalize those things was really helpful. The second thing is just like straight up environment. Some people like to work in busy cafes, other people like to work in the office, but really asking your boss for the freedom and flexibility to be able to work in different areas is something that you should ask for, because I think your boss or whatever, the company really wants the most productivity out of you. And so being able to, vocalize where you think you can work the best is a really good thing to do so you can get the most out of your day. But obviously these things may not be possible for everybody. So if that does not work for you, I think you can do even little things to be able to make things really productive. So one of the most simplest things is actually buying some headphones and some noise canceling headphones, putting them on and finding your own kind of zone to be able to work in so no one can disturb you. Another one is if you do want to work in an office and you have to go in the office, finding a spot in the office that just works really well for you or you're super productive could be amazing. Or if you're constrained to a desk every day, then making the desk as customized to you as possible so it feels like your little home is like such a great way of making that feel like a perfect space for you. But there's many things you can do that are little things that can really help you be super productive in the day. Tip number 4, shifting your environment to get out of a funk. Sometimes we're so in our routines that we're doing the same thing day over day over day, and you really feel like you're in this funk and you really feel like you can't get more done out of your day just because you're kind of stuck in a little bit of a rut, for lack of a better word. So I found that it's really important to switch up your daily routine, immediately do what you're doing, to make it completely different than whatever it was you're doing when you're in that funk to feel better. And so sometimes that for me, that means like going to a different part of town, working in a different place, traveling somewhere else, and just doing something that's completely different to your normal routine to just feel like you're in a different place than you were before. The next thing I think that's super important is whenever I'm dealing with that kind of a problem or I feel like I can't get out of a problem, I think it's really easy to come to a place where you think that it's the end of the world. It's like, oh my God, this problem is so big. And the more you think about it, the bigger the problem kind of becomes in your head. And I like to like really pinpoint exactly what the issue is, and I try to get help. I think getting help and finding this idea of like just-in-time help, which is that this is the problem I'm dealing with right now. I'm not going to think of any of the other problems I have. I'm going to focus everything I have on solving that specific thing, whether it's by talking to my friends or mentors or scouring like videos on YouTube, listening to podcasts to like really solve that little problem that you have there. It makes whatever issue you're going through a lot more digestible, easier to solve, and then mixing that in with working in different environments and then being in a completely different energy because you're in a different town or you're traveling somewhere else. It really changes the way you're thinking about something, and it really gets you out of that place of being in a little bit of a funk. I kind of combined 2 tips there. There was a 5th tip about support systems, which is also really important because I think it's really good to have people from different walks of life who are there for you to help you think through things in a very diverse way. I think the most important thing for me is like diversity of thought. And then diversity of thought really allows you to look at problems or just things in life in a different manner. And I think having very opposing or just different ways of thinking about something is actually a really good thing because it allows you to solve the problem in different ways or think about the problem in different ways. Having people with different perspectives on something is just really important because I think most people look at things from your perspective because you look at things the way you look at them. But having the ability to step back and have different people look at the same thing in different ways and allowing you to absorb that type of thinking is just important so you can, really get a different perspective on things and have different people to rely on when you need help. I think support systems are really helpful, and just using the word like get help when you need help is also really, really impactful. I would love to learn more about anything else that you guys have in mind. Also, please comment, like, subscribe if you like the video, and let us know if there's any other things that you want to see from me or Sis.